Well, where were we?
Blackbeard is never allowed on air again.
Oh my god, dude! I was crying. I was laughing so
I'm sorry.
hard.
That was not me or Blake. Blackbeard hit end broadcast.
Oh,
so
my god!
Yeah, Blackbeard sucking.
You got us, dude.
You're not talking about anything else other than that, man.
Oh my god, Greg!
I'm like,
obviously, for all the people that like the broadcast did, we're sitting here, Greg, for like a minute and a half is talking about the Bay State game, and I was like, "Hey, man, I think the broadcast ended," and he was like, "No." And Blackbeard pops back in the room and goes, "I'm real sorry, Jake called me, and I think I ended the broadcast."
Oh god.
Oh god.
All right, guys. I know that I'm getting smashed with all these messages. Anyway, it's all right. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, regain.
Yeah. Reset.
Reset.
Oh my god.
Oh,
4-0 in fishing, 0-4 in broadcasting. So, all right, guys, let's get back to it, man. Bay State Attack, man, they get their first victory, dude, against the Maniacs, 171.5 to 118.25. We talked about this, BK.
Yep.
You brought it up on Hindsight 2020. Should they be having their best anglers? I mean, it was a tough day for Maniacs. I'm not going to pile on too much, man. But, man, look, Bay State, congratulations on the win. I don't know, even with Jason Gardner, they would have done well because Bay State was on some good fish. They get their first win. Congratulations, Bay State Attack, man, on an awesome game. Gets the W and, in the win column, man. That's huge. Confidence. Chris Gomes had a good day, too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I'm happy for this team, man. They've been competitive all year, man. They haven't been laying eggs or anything like that, man. They've been competitive all year. Their games have been close, but they finally get over that W side, man. And it's big, man. So let's go.
Yep. Don't disagree with anything there. Bay State's been much more competitive this year. They finally got a win on the board, man. Like, this team is close.
Yeah,
I think they just need to alternate in a few pieces, pick up a couple more players, and they're going to be right there. So
Yep. Those are just coming on, guys. I'm sorry. Blackbeard cut us off, and blame him. Send him the bill. So
yeah, if you came in late, just watch the first minute of this, and we explained what happened. We have a nice laugh about it.
It's all good. All right, so here we go, man. Another game. Absolute look. Anytime you get these two teams involved, something's going to happen. The Rebels and Maulers fighting all freaking day. Ken Wood was complaining about Slatersville. It's not going to show up. He was doing all these stats about, basically these anglers have only been catching like 14 inchers, like maybe I think 22% of the time is what he said. And he didn't think anybody was going to catch limits. Well, man, here we go. We've got, not the greatest average, but we've got a team, these teams that definitely put out. And there was a very, very slow day for these boys from 12 to about 5. 5 to 7, the fireworks were on, man. And once again, dude, it came down to last-second heroics of an angler winning this game. And, man, we had controversy. It's the Maulers Rebels. What do you expect? Maulers Rebels come down to all this all the time. Controversy again. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to show you guys what happened. And, we're going to talk about this, BK.
Yep.
I literally had to take 4 different judges to take a look at this. This mattered. And I got a call from both teams, explain what was going on. And I'm just going to show you guys. This is what it came down to. This bass right here by Mr. Matt Conant. And, buddy, you can't get any closer than this. Wow. That is legitimately, if you blow this up by a millimeter, that is touching the line, BK. That little tail right there. You see it?
I saw it.
Now,
I saw it.
Now you've got this portion of it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that mouth open or not?
I'm one of the judges. I'll tell y'all what I ruled, which was based on like the jaw line. I can't tell if that fish's mouth is fully shut or if it's dark coloration on its mouth.
Yep.
But because the jaw doesn't look open to me, I ruled that it touched 14, and 2, I don't think the mouth is open. I think that's some weird glare, something. I don't know. But
yep. Well, let me say 4 judges looked at it. Let me give you the reality of it. It is judge's discretion. All 4 judges says mouth not open enough to DQ it, or not DQ it, but to give it the 1/4 inch penalty, which is a 1 inch penalty. Then the fish would be DQ'd. And I'm going to be honest with you. I literally have the same Hobie BOS sticker on my board. I went out, guys, and I measured and I blew this picture up. I can't blow it up as much as here, but I blew this picture up to match. There's yellow stars on the bottom of this board. I took a measure of the distance between what we perceive this mouth to be cracked open from here to here, and it was legitimately 1/8 of an inch.
I just, that fish, like when you judge fish, especially on something like this, that fish has very dark coloration.
Yep.
I think it has dark coloration on its lips. I think that mouth is fully shut.
Yep. I got a call from Rhode Island. They said, how, it was a joke, man. They said, man, that was a great 13.75%. We call it deflate gate, man. It was like Matt Dakota crushed the poor fish's ribs, to get it right at 14. I mean, everything else. But dude, it's a legal fish, man. Bay State Maulers win this by a millimeter. I mean, that's what it came down to. It was a millimeter, man. And Massachusetts Maulers take the victory. I mean, plain and simple. But what a heck of a freaking match, dude! Another match, dude. It's just incredible.
It's a great match, and I hate that it's controversial at the end, but Greg, you even called another large series TD.
I did
ask about it. I mean, we took that very seriously. Clifton did a great job judging fish all day. Clifton and I both agreed it's shut, the dark coloration. So, I mean, we had 2 other judges look at it. We were unanimous. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, as I said, we took it extraordinarily seriously, man. We weren't, it took at least 2 or 3 hours to kind of look at this to get a finale. And, I think we made the right call, man. But again, right now, and that actually moved Massachusetts Maulers in the standings over Rebels, man. They're second in the division now, man. The Maulers went 0-2. Now they're 2-2, and they're second in the division.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, we saw a lot of last-minute heroics.
Yep.
This week.
Yep. So, it's incredible game. And my hat's off to the Maulers and Rebels for putting on another awesome show.
Yep.
All right, man. New York Empire, 183-160, dude. New York Empire. We will do New York Empire an absolute justice come Thursday night.
Yeah.
Not here, but we're just telling you, man, New York Empire, impressive, man. 183-160. Man, honestly.
We got it wrong. We can say that.
Yeah.
Thursday, you'll get your heartfelt apology, but we got it wrong.
We did.
New York went out and took care of business, and we knew this team was capable of that.
Yep.
It's just the first away game they had. God, they didn't show it. And what is the doom now? 1-4?
Dude, what's going on with there? What's going on with the doom?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. They started off on fire, man. But dude, something's going on with that team, man. They're just not putting it together. 183-160, dude. But more importantly, let's talk to Brian Bolser, man, from the New York Empire. I want to play this thing through. This is a fantastic interview.
What's going on, KFL fans? This is the Bass Boss. I'm here with Brian Balsier of the New York Empire. And let me tell you what, we're talking the Empire Strikes Back. Brian, you guys got off to a very, very tough start week one. And I know you and the team and all of your fans are probably tired of hearing about the 29 inches, but it's reality. It's first impression.
Oh, yeah.
So talk to me about that first week, that 29 inches, and then how you guys are now on a 3-game win streak. You're leading your division. And you just come off a match against the Delaware Doom where literally nobody picked you guys to win. Let's talk about a kind of a combination of all of that and how the team has responded to that first week and how y'all plan on continuing the battle going forward.
I think it was Mike Tyson said everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Correct.
We got punched in the mouth the first week. We were expecting Candlewood. Some things happened. Permits didn't go through, or something happened, and we ended up changing venues. Excuses are like, everyone's got one. But yeah, it was a punch in the mouth that week. I didn't land a scoreable bass, and 2 other people on my team didn't land a scoreable bass that week. We regrouped, we sat down, we kind of collectively agreed to probably never fish that lake again. Unless, but yeah, we sat down, we talked about it. We talked about what the flaws were and how that we can improve. The thing is, we got a bunch of resilient anglers. We're not the Massachusetts Maulers, and we're not the big names from down south. We're new to this league, so people don't exactly know how badass our anglers are. I mean, these guys are sticks, and if you don't know their names, you're going to know them soon on venues such as this. So, we heard all the noise this week. I was the trash can pick of the week. That makes me feel pretty damn good when I'm reeling in 18-incher after 18-incher after 19-incher after 18-incher. It was an event this last weekend at the Chesapeake Bay. It's, as a lot of anglers know, it's a huge, huge venue. We spent, the team, not just I, we spent 2 days collectively searching, fishing, pre-fishing, trying everything. And man, going into Saturday morning, Friday night at the house was it was a somber attitude. Like, man, like it can go really good, but it can also go really bad. That's a tough fishery. I spent damn near 2 days out on the flats with just catching catfish after catfish after catfish. And then, at the end of the day, with a little bit of pre-fishing time left, I scooted up and checked out another spot, and I caught a couple real quick. And I said, you know what? Didn't pre-fish it much, but this is, it's my shot. So, I got there quick in the morning, and man, the fish were there. I couldn't believe it, really. I was expecting catfish after the first nibble, and I set the hook. I'm like, it's got to be a catfish. And it's 16 3/4. And then a couple more minutes, it's a 19 and a half. And then it's a couple more minutes, it's an 18 and a half. I'm like, okay, it's on.
It's one of those risk reward type moves, where you can't be 100% certain, but we don't have the time to be uncertain. We have to go with it.
Absolutely.
Being in a kayak, we can't move around like some of these other, like the bigger boats and stuff like that. You have to commit, and you have to be able to break down and dissect an area that you pick. And sometimes it's risked, and they don't outweigh the rewards, and sometimes the reward comes and you didn't expect it. So, great move on your part.
Thank you, sir.
Again, talking coming up, you guys are on the road this next week against the Pennsylvania Bronzebacks. They're second place in the division. You guys are at 3-1. I believe they're at 2-3.
I think at least the last time I checked, I saw 2-2, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Maybe not. Well, that may be the case because I believe they were on a bye week this week. However, it gives you an opportunity to create a little more separation.
Oh man, another road win would be unbelievable.
It would be huge for you guys. The Northern Division is tough. I mean, you got the Granite Stick Stakes at 4-0. You got the Motor City Ambassadors at 4-0, and you've got some teams within that division that just haven't quite had their run yet. And there's 4 weeks left. Tell me what, not only to yourself as an individual, because we all love to compete, but tell me what for the New York Empire, what it's going to mean to have the opportunity to expound upon a lead within your division, and with a win this week on the road, pretty much gives you a good opportunity to lock up a playoff spot.
Could seal it up. Yeah.
I mean, that changes everybody's perspective. Again, it's like beating a dead horse. You talk about that first week. First impressions matter. New team, unknown names,
Yep.
You were the trash can pick. So tell us why the New York Empire going into this Pennsylvania Brownback road trip deserves a little more respect.
We got some of the best anglers in the world. And like I said earlier, just because you haven't heard their names doesn't mean they're not as good as all the names you hear on a regular basis. The world's going to find that out. KFL is going to find that out, and our opponents are going to find that out. We work hard. We, just like everybody else, but we got the whole package that is going to give anyone a tough run for the money. Now, the Bronzebacks, they came up to Saratoga Lake and they put on a hell of a show, and we edged them out that day. To their credit, man, they did a lot better than we were expecting. So, we're not taking anything for granted going to this one. It's their home turf, but it's the Susky too. And we all got a little bit of info. I mean, we all got a little bit of experience on the Susky around here. It's a big one. It's shallow river fishing. These guys know what they're doing. And they've got not only have they been on the Susky, but they've got rivers in their areas that we've been comparing and practicing. And no doubt, the Bronzebacks are going to bring their A team, no doubt, and there are big fish to be had. So, I think our guys are going to give them a run for their money, and I think it's going to come down to the wire. But man, I put my money on the New York Empire. Man, Empire strikes back again and again and again.
Well, I am certainly looking forward to a heck of a match on the Susky. Man, I tell you what, it's been a privilege, not only getting to fish this league, but sitting back and watching a lot of these anglers and you guys. That first impression again, but what I've watched for you guys for the last 3 weeks, the last 3 matches, super, super impressed, especially this past weekend against the Delaware Doom. Brian, I appreciate you coming on with us, man. Best of luck and best of safety going out there, and let's see if the Empire keeps striking back. On the road again with the Pennsylvania Bronzebacks this week. We look forward to a hell of a match. Wish you guys nothing but the best of luck and safety out there, and don't let them pick you as the trash can pick again.
Yeah, you know what? If they do, I'm right again. One more time.
Absolutely.
Put up another 154.
Well.
Thanks for your time, boss man.
Absolutely, Brian. We look forward to talking to you guys on the New York Empire a lot more this season. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
Bro, how can you not be a fan of Brian Balser?
Well, not only that, man. Let's give a lot of credit. Man, Keith, you are killing the
Keith is bringing the fire, man.
So
dude, he's made for this.
So good, man.
So good.
Love it. Brian kind of got the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Exactly, dude.
Guy.
He gets it, man. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I mean, I love his passion, his fire. I mean, look, New York Empire. I don't know if you saw the video that Brian Nunziato posted. I posted that on KFL site. Yep. I mean, the local news out of Albany did a feature on this team in the KFL. I mean, look, man, they're getting recognized, man. They're 3-1, man. I mean, they're 1 game out of having a bye week. This team's on fire, man. I mean, a road win against Delaware is huge. They're going to the Susky, playing the Bronzebacks during the Hobie event, dude. So anything can happen, man. These guys can absolutely take control of this division, the Atlantic Division, man, and make some noise, man. I mean, dude, I was a doubter. I'm not a doubter now.
I was a doubter of the team. I'm surprised to hear, that Brian's on TCA alert, but I mean, just is what it is. I mean, look, from trash can alert to cream of the top in the north, man.
Hey, man, that's
as
it.
Macho Man says,
exactly.
The cream rises to and the cream rises to the top.
Exactly, man. I mean, super, super impressed. Congratulations, New York Empire, man, for the. I mean, and for that performance. And Brian, man, dude, 154 inches, get out of here, dude. On a road win like that, solid, man. Solid. And 23 inches of separation, man. Oh boy. Next matchup, BK.
We going right side of the screen?
We're going left side, man. Okay. Motor City Ambassadors and Indianapolis Knights, guys. I just want to play this, man. I just want to play this. Those of you who have not seen this video, I've got to show you this.
I can't watch it again. It hurts.
It hurts, I know, but we've got to see this. Here we go.
It hurts.
Oop. That's not it.
That's no, that's not it.
That's not it. I got to find it. Sorry,
Man,
guys.
yeah. So while you're looking for that, man,
Yep.
it
was supposed to be the cut.
I'm surprised you didn't pick this as your game of the week. I thought this
it's definitely up there, man. No doubt. You know what I mean? Yeah, no doubt.
This game just had everything. We had, before they even started fishing, lake drama.
Yeah.
We had a last minute catch call. We had a team undefeated. I mean, God. And the Knights looking for their second road win ever, going into St. Clair, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, man. This game meant everything. Look, you had the Knights go in. They were 2-1. They could have taken control over this division with this win. I'm telling you, man.
This is the game of the week.
They had this game won, dude. They had this game in hand, and it came down to a last-second fish by Jeremy Baker, man. I mean, a 19.5 or 19.75 at the very end, man. Man, I tell you what, it's sad, man. It's sad to see, the Knights lose it like this, but they did. But I'm trying to get the video, guys. I'm sorry, I don't have it up right now. I thought it was cut out, but I guess it's not right here. So my apologies, guys. I had it cut. It was a cut video, and
there is a cut video. I can send you that.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Sam just sent me the video. Thanks, dude.
Thank you, Sam.
Yep. Thank you, Sam. All right, good deal. Let's see if I can pull this up. Let's see here. Because Randy had cut it for us, and it's not cutting, but here we go. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Boom. Boom. Here we go.
Oh no.
Please, Lord, come on.
You got it. Take your time with it, Mike. Oh, wow. He's dogging it.
Wow. Come on, baby. Please. Oh, no. He broke me off. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Dude.
That was a 6-pounder, y'all. Oh, my God.
No, Mike.
Oh, my God. Oh. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That hurts.
Yo, that was.
Oh, Mike.
Oh, I'll try not to cry on camera, but I'm telling you what, that was a 6-pound fish. I promise you.
Tell us about what went down with that, Mike. We just zoomed in.
Hey,
and saw you fighting.
He just broke me off. That's all there was to it. I don't know how.
He come to the top and roll over anything at all?
Nope, he flew completely out of the air,
Mm-hmm.
and then kept dogging me there at the end, and I don't know, it just finally gave. Oh my goodness gracious! All right,
This is unlike that situation.
Oh man, I tell you what, dude. That hurts.
That made me sick.
As much as we've all been there, guys.
Yeah.
But let me just kind of say this. That fish indeedly cost them the win.
100%. Yeah.
Not only did it cost them the win, but they could have taken control of the division. They're out of the playoffs right now. Now they're the underdog. It's a must win for now Indianapolis Knights, dude. Their season can be looked back by that one event, man. Guys, here's another thing, too. This is a great lesson for all the teams. This is why we're so serious about putting content on air. for moments like this. He could have landed it. He could have had a 6-pounder in his hand. He could have won it. This is why we want you on air, man. We want clips like this, man. This is what we want to show. That's Mike. Thank you for doing that, Mike. Thank you for having that and on air, getting on and showing us that, even though you lost it, man. But wow, dude. So here's the deal, Elsie. This is his reaction after the game. I want you guys to see this.
What's going on, everybody? We are here, week 5 post-game interviews. This is the old Basketballs 334. I am with Mr. one and only Mike Elsie of the Indianapolis Knights. And Mike, it's got to be a somber feeling on Sunday, knowing the outcome of the match yesterday on the road in Sinclair against the Motor City Ambassadors. A real good opportunity for the Indianapolis Knights to kind of gain some ground. 2 inches. Tell me how you feel about that loss.
Man, that's I'm still a little shook up about it, to tell you the truth. I mean, I had it won. I had the winning fish on twice and got broke off at the boat 2 times in a row.
Yeah, that makes it tough. That's
the first. Yeah, the first one was on live too. I mean, I had a fish. I'm convinced it was in the 6-pound range. I know for a fact it was over 21 inches. That I had it 2 feet from the net, and all of a sudden my line just popped. Don't know why. And that was with like 5 minutes left of the live broadcast there, right at about 1 o'clock. And so, of course, they had to cut out, and I got regrouped and got retied and all that kind of stuff. And about 20 minutes later, I hooked into another one. I had an 18, 19 incher, 4.5 pounder easy. Made one more surge like they always do right as I was getting the net ready. My line hit the net and popped the line.
Wow.
Broke 2 off in a row. Either one of those.
You've been through the range of emotions. You've been through the range of emotions at the top. You know, you won the KBF National Championship a few years back on Caddo. You've certainly won some KBBT matches and some, you've been a part of some big wins for your Indianapolis Knights with the KFL. So talk about the range of emotions, knowing that you guys, you've been at the pinnacle and to have, obviously not what happened so much, but just the aspect of the heartbreak, knowing that you guys had it. I mean, with 30 minutes to go, y'all were up by 7 inches.
Yeah.
I was watching the scoreboard, I was like, this is a hell of a match.
That's the nature of this game, I mean, you can have the highs of highs and lows of lows in an instant. Earlier that day, I mean, I was catching some really good ones. I mean, I caught fish all day long and I racked up, recorded at least over 170 inches myself. And so, I mean, I had a great day. Don't get me wrong. I had a phenomenal day, but as good as that day was, it's just amazing how one bite, one mishap, one instance of a fish, getting away right there at the end, when it really can just completely change the whole feeling, the whole emotion of the day. I mean,
man, we're going to upload these interviews all the way through, but dude, you could just see the devastation in his face, man. I mean, this is reality, man. Look, we think this is a game. Yes, this is a game, man. Dude, I'm telling you, I feel for the man. I really do. That hurts, man. Oof.
Yeah. Look, Elsie, great competitor, and we can sit here and talk about like lost fish. We can do that.
Yep.
It's definitely part of fishing, but the reality of it is, and the part that matters to me is Motor City gets it done.
Yep.
I don't want to talk anymore about Mike Elsie's lost fish, man. Like that sucks, and I hate that. And even with that, man, they had a lead. Motor City knuckled down.
They sure did.
Got it done. And that's what these games come down to.
That's it. Jeremy Baker got a 19.75, put it on the board, and we talked to Jeremy Baker after literally an unbelievable 1 minute and 32 seconds to go. He catches a tank and beats Indianapolis. Here we go.
What's going on, guys? The old Basketballs 334 here. We are talking week 5 post game, and we are here with the Motor City Ambassadors, Jeremy Baker. Man, Jeremy, y'all had a hell of a match this past weekend with the Indianapolis Knights on St. Clair. It's a home match for you guys. And when I say a hell of a match, man, it was watching the scoreboard go back and forth, you guys were up and then you were down, and then it was a pretty wide gap, and you guys were able to battle and just keep fishing hard. And tell me a little bit about that comeback. Again, y'all won by 2 inches.
2 inches. It's, anytime we face Indy, we know we're up for a fight. It don't matter if we're home or we're away. It just seems like 2 teams that match up very well together, and we know we're in for a battle every time. Luckily, we're at home here at St. Clair, but it's anybody's game here. I mean, it's a nationally known lake. Pretty much if you're coming up and fishing a great smallmouth fishery, you've been here. But yeah, we faced them off. It went down to the wire. When I say, I was filled with emotions. I kind of planned my tournament around, they were calling for wind and everything else. And anyone who knows Lake St. Clair, it can turn into a mess in a hurry, So I tried to pre-plan that all week. I went out pre-fishing after work every day. And I had me a river spot. The other guys were out concentrating in the lake, right? So that's where probably your numbers are going to come from. But I found a 100-yard stretch in the river that just held fish. I went there 2 days prior to the tournament. Probably, once I found that stretch, I had 94 inches in probably a 20 to 30-minute stretch. And I bailed out of there, fouled it up the next day to try to expand on the area. It's tough in river fishing when you got that current, you got that wind. You're constantly, you're not just parked somewhere. So it's something that's constant all day long. So to find those areas that you could, hit and pull off and come back to, it can be a struggle. Like I was telling Greg on the phone, my bass boat days where I can make a whole milk run on the river, and you could pluck them here and there. Kayak fishing is a little different. You got to plan your day accordingly, and you're pretty much into that, right?
There's no sitting down the big motor. You can't just turn the big motor on and go from point A to point Z. You got to cover A, B, and C very, very detailed.
That's
right. That gets you guys to 4-0. 4-0. That's huge. We got 4 weeks left. You guys got another road match this week against the Indianapolis Knights, the same team that just come to you guys, and I'm sure they're going to be hungry. Those guys brought some sticks up there, Chip Romanovich and Mike Elsey. Mike Elsey being a national champion, he's hungry to fish anytime and every time he's out there. So to get to 5-0, tell me what that would mean to you in the Motor City Ambassadors.
Oh, it would be huge for us. The level of competition within this league, within our division even, is phenomenal. Any win you can get is a big win. And to go, an away game on a lake that, they're probably well more familiar than we are with that. It's gonna be tough. We're gonna have to do our homework. And I know the guys did fish it last year. I wasn't able to make that one. But we'll put it together. We'll pre-plan. I think one of the strengths of our team is the ability for all of us to put our heads together, get out there, make a solid plan, and execute. And that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to fish clean, and we know what we're up against, and it's just going to be one of those things. But I'm telling you, man, this team is something else. We are all grinders. Comes down to the wire. We all fish well together. That's what it's going to take. And I think that's our strength, and we're going to have to bring that to Indy for sure.
Well, I talked to Zach before this week's matchups, and we kind of talked about what 4-0 meant, going 4-0 in the conference and overall standings. And that pretty much, especially within your division, within the conference, can secure you guys a playoff spot. Now, get to 5-0, you're talking about the potential of having the home field advantage or, the number one overall seed for the conference. Communication is key in kayak fishing, and having fished this lake without giving too much away, communication for you guys will be key. Now, tell me what the communication aspect as far as the team environment means to you. Like, is there a point man? Is there somebody that's really kind of the vocal leader of the team, or you guys all have a lot of input? Tell me how y'all, when you're breaking down the waters or you're picking your ramps or your spots to go to, tell me what the communication factor is for your team.
I think it's huge. Our team, I wouldn't say there's one point, right? We're all backing one another throughout this whole thing. This match in particular was a prime example of that. Going in, I struggled. I'm not going to lie. This is my home lake that we just fished on. And, I was probably the one that, not going to be the numbers guy, but I'm going to be the big fish, hopefully, guy that can throw up some, because I was definitely on them there. But it started off frustrating. It thunderstormed right over my spot the very first part of the day. I couldn't even get to it till almost 10 a.m. But I struggled, and I know, like, just that communication. Eric sent me he called me and sent me a text, and settled me down a little bit. With buddy, we just need 2. We don't need 5. Just but we need 2 good ones. And fortunately enough, I mean that was the pickup I needed. I stuck it out. I knew I was on the right fish there. Just with the wind playing and going against the current, I really fought it all day. So it was a mental grind. But even just that little bit, that text, or keep going, we're on them, you do your thing. And, it worked out. It was a good plan. It just, my end of it didn't work out. I was frustrated myself. I really thought I was going to go in there and crush them. But, weather conditions change on you in a hurry. And, just that little bit of, stick with it. You got it. And, I did. At the end, I was able to put up an 18. We're still behind. And, minutes to go, that 19.5 hit. And, boy, I let her yell. I got my inner Ike out on the lake out there. I mean, just the mental
I can imagine.
of it and just that close and emotions. I mean, it was awesome. But
I can imagine. Like I say, when I last checked the leaderboard, they were up on you guys by about 6 or 7 inches, and you only had like 30 or 40 minutes to go. And I was, really planning out my plans for these interviews, and I was thinking, man, this is a hell of a match. No matter what side I get to talk to, I'm gonna, I'm actually gonna have Mike Elsey on a little bit, and speaking to you guys, it's gonna be a different emotion from both sides. Fortunately, we get to see it in back-to-back weeks.
Right.
So let's hope you guys are able to get out there and be safe and bring us the same level of, mastermind matching wits competition this next week at Manitou up there in Indy.
Yeah,
well, Jeremy, guys, congratulations on the 4-0 start. We look forward to what you guys continue to bring. Best of safety and best of luck to you guys moving forward. And we hope to and plan to have some of you guys on the show again real soon.
BK, man, I had to play that through, dude. Class act, man. Jeremy's not really that kind of an emotional guy, man. But at the end there, catching that big and take that league, dude. I mean, look, you heard what he said.
It was the yin and yang of interviews there. You saw the low and you saw the highest of highs. Keith did a great job in drawing out,
both sides.
Both sides of that, man. Like, great. Man, let me ask you something about Indy.
Yeah.
Because they had a road win this year, first road win ever. They just had a great showing. When they fish their best 4 versus when they don't, I'm not sure off the top of my head anyways, I can think of a team that's as drastic in their performance. When they fish their best 4, they are good.
Yeah, really
when
good.
They don't have LC on the roster, some of those other guys, man, it's not quite the same, man. I mean, and like obviously, like that's you say about any team, but not to that degree, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, man. I mean, look, as I said, these games, like I can't decide which is a greater rival right now. Is it Indy and the Motor City Ambassadors, just because all the games are just so good, or is it the Maulers and Rebels? You know what I mean?
Maulers Rebels is banger. So like they seem to always split. They're always close, man. Like
it's either way, we've got a heck of a rivalry going on between those 4 teams, man. It's so good. But man, congratulations to Motor City again. 4-0 takes control. They're still number 1 in the entire North Conference, man. The road goes through Motor City right now, man. And they go to Indianapolis now, and it's a home and home series, man, against them. By the way, man, congratulations to the guy who scheduled the KFL schedule this year. and have all that work out. So anyway, it's good stuff, man. Can't wait to see this again. All right, man. Moving on. My Warhawks, baby. Washington Warhawks 168 to Virginia Reapers 154.75. This was on Diaskin Reservoir, man. I ain't gonna lie. I sweated just a little bit in this matchup, man.
You showed out.
Sweated just a little bit, man. It was freaking hot. No wind. It was hot, and we got the double on the road, man. I'm proud of my team, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take this one, so you don't have to, get too on your high horse about it. Greg, dude, you showed out, man. You showed out. You put up a ton of your team's fish. This, unfortunately, for the Reapers, is just such a collapse, man. They had a chokehold on this division.
Mm-hmm.
It has been back-to-back weeks that they are kind of letting it slide. I mean, and now this division is wide open. I know you guys have control for now.
Yeah.
But golly, it's the past 2 weeks, the Reapers let it slip a little bit. And I think they would think that. But y'all went in,
they know
done,
that.
man.
I mean, we were talking to the guys at the ramp, and I'm gonna say this, man. The Reapers, the guys at the ramp were absolutely just fantastic, very gentlemanlike.
Sure.
We did talk a little trash throughout the year, but we shook hands, and they couldn't have been any more just friendly after the matchup. But you're right, man. This was a devastating loss to them. They were talking about that, man. This one hurt them. We knocked off Carolina and the Reapers. We've got a head-to-head matchup against them. That's huge for us, man. We're 3-1. The Reapers, man, they're 2-2, and they're in that mix of that 2-2 squad. They're in that like purgatory of 2-2, right? And they're trying to find the wins to try to get into that 5th or 6th seed in the South. But man, I can't tell you how excited we were after this win, man. And
Sure.
I'm gonna call out my boy Joe Costa, man. I'm gonna say this because he went out there and did work. He went out there and practiced and struggled to find a bite. I kind of got on a pattern in a grass flat, and it worked. And I caught like 4 in a row. I told him what to do. Dude, in practice, like 2 casts later, he catches a 21.75. Okay,
Yep.
with this pattern. He took that freaking pattern. He duplicated it on game day. He came out firing with a 19.25 and a 17. It took an enormous load off me because, dude, at that lake, having a 19 was big. It allowed me to free up and fish, man. And I'm gonna give all the credit, for that to Joe, because it literally freed me up. I'm like, okay, we got the kicker. It's a decent kicker. Even if we have a 20 against us, we still have a chance. And man, it was on from there, man.
Yeah.
So
One thing I want to say about this division is, Greg, I'm not sure y'all's team, when the lake is fishing like super well or god tier, that I would say y'all are favorites. But I will say this: if the weekend calls for tough conditions, your team has a bunch of grinders, man. The wins y'all have gotten have been tough, close games. I can't find any shade or discredit to say the Warhawks don't fish hard, or that like when it's a tough day you guys don't show up. Am I putting you at the top of that division in just terms of guys that catch giants? Not yet.
No.
But
no.
But when it's a less than ideal conditions, you guys really grind and figure out a way to catch them. So well done, good dub.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. It was good dub, man. And again, we move on, man. We're excited. We host Delaware Doom. We'll talk about the games coming up, man. But yeah, we're pretty happy with that victory. And again, thanks Virginia Reapers for a great game. All right, man. Tar Heel Lunkers, man. I hate to tell you, this was a snooze fest, man. Randleman not showing out, man. Carolina, takes the loss. 1 fish. If I was going to tell you, man, that you've got Corey Dreyer and Arlie Minton on this team, and they catch one fish.
I got this one wrong. I thought Corey Dreyer was going to show up. He betrayed me. That's it. End of story. Next game.
Yeah. We did talk to Paul Roberts. He was on the Tar Heel Lunkers, man. And look, just as much as the good, but we got to talk about the bad, man. I mean, this is, we just get a couple comments from Paul. Paul's a character, by the way. You're going to like this.
What's going on, everybody? Old Bass Balls 334 here. Look, I am with my old buddy, as you guys can see, the Jabber Hammer. This is Mr. Paul Roberts of the Tar Heel Lunkers. Paul, y'all are coming off the first win of the season this week on the road. You guys were facing the Carolina Casters, a match that nobody picked y'all in except for me. I reiterate, when they were talking about this, I believe BK and Greg said, you know what? Not picking against Corey Dreyer and Arlie Minton. I said, hey, guys, do not sleep on Paul Roberts and the Tar Heel Lunkers. I just had a feeling you guys are going to have a better outcome this week. Tell me how Randleman treated y'all, how the match went for you guys, and how you feel about the first win of the season.
Well, man, overall, Random and treated us like crap, honestly. That lake sucks. None of my teammates, none of them will come on here and say, you know what, I wouldn't mind going back to Random. And every one of them say, the hell with that lake, we ain't ever going back. It treated us well in that we got a win, and it was an away game for us, so it was it was the Casters' home lake, but it was tough. I mean, that we people were catching fish in the morning, but they were small, and Mike Wimmer ended up being our anchor. So we fished with Matt Dunn, who Matt hadn't been able to fish as much this year, but Matt Dunn's one of the best anglers in this area, and then Steve Perry. Steve grew up in this area, so he can fish all these lakes. And then Mike Wimmer, and this was Mike's last lunker tournament. So he came out and anchored us with a couple bigs early in the morning. And from there, we just added in, some couple 14, 15, 16 inches here and there. And we got on fish. I mean, it's one of those things. We had a couple bite windows. One first thing that morning, and then we had another bite window between about 10 and 11:30, somewhere in there.
Man, it was a struggle. I mean, you can listen to the interview again. We go on, but I mean, there's really not much else to say, man. It just sucked. I mean, Tar Heel Lunkers beat the Carolina Casters. Tar Heel Lunkers, another team that gets their W in the win column. Congratulations, Tar Heel. On the road, takes out Carolina. Congratulations.
The only thing I learned from this matchup is from now on Thursdays, we're going to have Keith on just to do picks. So this way, after the games, he can't say in his interviews, yeah, I thought y'all would win. Hell no.
Hey,
you're going to come on live and you're going to pick.
And I thought for sure, I thought Tar Heel was going to get their first win, man. I'm going to call Keith out on that.
He might be in the chat commenting that, but we're going to get you on video.
Yeah.
Make your picks. So then Greg and I can say,
that's right. Exactly.
Keith, you blew it.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, man. Next game, Palmetto Punishers, man, 175.75 to Sunshine State Swamp Donkeys. 163.25, man. Palmetto gets the home win, baby. Takes them out. It takes out the Sunshine Swamp Donkeys. I am not a guy that likes to credit, losing teams, but I'm telling you this right now. We've said it, man. Like, are they going to get blown out, the Swamp Donkeys, or are they going to go outside Florida and show out a little bit? Look, man, Bob Brisky caught some fish, man. And
he did.
Again, they didn't get blown out, dude. This team's starting to come together. Even at this loss, man, I like what they did on the road here against Murray, but man, 222s in the very get-go, man, for Palmetto was the absolute nail in the coffin. That's hard to come back from.
It is. And I mean, Greg, we talk about teams that are competitive on the road, and this is their first year in the league. And when they're already competitive on the road, they're going to get more experience. Eventually when your teams do well, you pick up better anglers. It just kind of happens. And when they're practicing this much and they're being competitive on the road, like they've got good things ahead of them. Like, yeah, they really do. That being said, I got this one wrong. Palmetto, congrats on the win, man. Like they just had the better kickers, man. I mean, that was really it.
We got our last interview of the night, man. This is Barry Davis of the Palmetto Punishers talking about their victory.
What's going on, guys? Old Basketball's 334 coming at you again with the Week 5 post-game interviews. I'm here with Barry Davis from the Palmetto Punishers. Barry, big win this past week against the Swamp Donkeys to get your Punishers to 2-3. Had to get back on the right track for you guys for the rest of the season. We got 4 weeks left. You guys are right in the middle of the road in your division within the conference. Tell me what that win against the Swamp Donkeys meant for the Punishers, for yourself, and for the rest of your teammates.
Well, that win meant a lot to us. You're supposed to win your home matches anyway, and we dropped one on Murray a few weeks back. And things that we had planned that was working perfect during the week didn't work. So this time, the 4 that fished it, I didn't fish it myself because of ICAST, but the 4 that I had fishing it, they really done their homework to try to get this turned around and make sure we had something going. They knew it was big. They knew it's pretty well nail in the coffin if we didn't win it. So, I mean, we're having fun either way. If we only do our 8 and out, we're having a ball. This is all different. But if you can get a chance to get that 9th game and maybe move on, it'd be nice. So we're just we're trying to put together what we can and make it work.
Well, certainly. I mean, the end goal for every team is to be at Lake Chickamauga at the end of the season. I mean, that's that's why we all signed up for this. Yeah, it's for the camaraderie and the fellowship and the opportunity to show all our skill and continue to do what we love. But obviously, nobody competes to lose.
Right.
Myself, I love to win, but I hate losing worse than I love winning.
Yeah.
So tell me, again, you said you was at ICAST. You didn't really get to fish this weekend, but knowing you guys needed that win, knowing that you needed to defend the home turf, how was it emotionally for you, sitting on the sideline and just knowing that you couldn't be out there setting the hooks, but you had to watch your guys go out there and do battle for the punishers?
Well, I put Frankie Wolf in charge to start with. Told him he was going to be this week's captain, to just take it and run with it, let the boys know what they needed to be doing. He lives down there anyway. Two of the guys that fished this week live within spitting distance of Murray. So Frankie pretty well helmed everything. I knew he was going to fish the river. I knew Scott was going to fish the river because them two fish that river all the time. I figured Blaine and Terry would probably fish the lake. That didn't work out. They ended up all four of them working moving water, and it paid off. That's what killed us a few weeks back when we was against the Copperheads, was we had guys on moving water and it didn't work out for them.
Man, I'll be honest with you. I'm shocked that those boys went back to the river, man. After losing the Copperheads like that, man, I'm shocked. And
a little shocked.
That's a gamble. All four of them on the river like that.
Yeah, but I love that, man. I love that your back's against the wall. You make I'm not going to say it on this show. If we're on hindsight, say something else, but you make big time decisions.
Yep. Yeah.
You make big time decisions, and you're saying, no, I know this is where the fish are, like all this stuff. And dude, man, I'm from East Texas. Like, that's where all my families like grew up, like, Joaquin and Etol and all this stuff. Like, I love listening to Barry Davis talk. Just like it's spitting distance. I'm like, yeah, brother. Like, I feel that.
Oh yeah, man.
I start talking like that. I don't know what's happening to me.
He's such a good guy, man. I mean, he's a character. So cool. He's walking around ICAST with a kilt. I mean, he's just
he flexed on us. Oh, I didn't have time. I was at ICAST. I was like, God, dog.
Yeah,
man.
All right, man. Last game, guys. Lone Star Bandits take on Louisiana Hurricanes at Fairfield. 207 for Lone Star, man. Come on, donkey show. Jared Brockelman leads the board at 187.5, puts on a friggin' show, leads his team to victory, man. Louisiana Hurricanes, 191.5. Man, awesome performance by Lone Star. They get the dub. Man, their first dub of the season, 191.5 to Louisiana. Hey, man, Louisiana did not lay down, dude.
I put this one on the head, man. I mean, I said Blake Hennigan would show out. He did.
He did.
Yep. And I said the Bandits might come out and throw up a couple bigs on the board, and like, would certain players on Louisiana get spun out? Nope, they didn't get spun out. Their new canoe just broke. So
Jason Willis has a big old hole in his stern. It's crazy to listen to that story, man. But at the end of the day, man, Lone Star takes the victory. Can
you do the drop down on Lone Star? Because I don't think people understand what 207 means. I think they're looking at it and they're like, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. No. These are the bass guys.
Look at their top five.
Yeah. 23 1/4, 23, 22.75, 22.
That's the four. Yeah. And then 21.5. I mean, their best five went 109.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like just.
You want to see what a 23 1/4 inch bass looks like? Here you go, right here, man. I mean, this is a tank right here. Boom. Yeah.
When you run out the room for your tag on the end of the board, that's a good one, man.
Yeah,
golly, dude.
You're catching bigs, man. But so I mean, look, they get the first win. Congratulations.
Yep.
We're gonna do the MVP talk real quick. And we're going to talk about MVP and cross kicks, and then we're going to address the elephant in the room.
Sure.
All right, man. MVP North. BK, you want to announce the MVP of the North?
I want to do the South. Dude, you know I want the South.
Okay.
All right. South.
I'll do the North. You do the South. MVP of the North goes to New York Empire's Brian Bossier Congratulations on a big road victory. And I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you, Jake Angelis was in the discussion heavily.
Very.
But Brian Bossier, you win MVP, my friend, $500. Not to discount what Jake did. Unbelievable performance. That road victory at Delaware showed us something, man. And, man, congratulations, Brian Bossier.
If Jake had done what he did on the road, it would have been a no contest.
Correct.
But Brian being on the road and almost achieving what Jake did in a matchup, like it's splitting hairs. Like it was a very split vote. We reviewed it a couple of times, and ultimately the road performance played a factor, guys.
Yep.
If you're still confused about how that works,
it was just an impressive win.
We're not taking anything away from Jake. Jake absolutely killed it.
Yep, no doubt, man. It was amazing. And again, look, Jake by far right now, I think leads what I would consider the KFL All-Pro team right now.
You can call it MVP.
I think Jake Angelis is right now in the leading for that. I mean, absolutely. So it's
from the north, yeah.
Yep.
From the whole league, yeah.
Yep. The South, man.
It's my boy Jared Brockelman, man.
Jared Brockelman wins MVP of the South.
An insane performance, man. I mean, he just, there was a time where we were looking at this matchup, and I called Greg, and I think Lone Star had like 180 and Louisiana was at like 76, something like that, maybe. And I was like, well, God, I mean, Brockelman's making a run at MVP, but if Louisiana doesn't show up, it's kind of for naught.
Correct.
And then Louisiana showed up.
Yep.
Those inches mattered, man. And like that, Jared Brockelman, congrats. Like, dude, God, we've been waiting on this from the Bandits all year.
For sure.
All year.
The winner of the cross kicks is going to be out of the North, Mike Elsey with 170.75. Mike gets a pair of cross kicks, courtesy of cross kicks. By the way, go to crosskicks.com, KFL 25. And for the South, it's Blake Hennigan.
Yep.
For the Louisiana Hurricanes, Blake will win a pair of cross kicks as well. I'll get with these guys and let them know how to obtain their cross kicks, get it mailed out to them. But congratulations. I know it's a sore thing because you did lose, but anyway, we want to recognize your achievements, man. But those are the cross kicks winners.
Yeah, my boy Clifton knows Blake's going to be excited about those cross kicks.
Man.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right, guys. Well, here's the thing, man. Let's deal with the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Jared commented, MVP and I get banned. Yeah, we can compartmentalize. Okay. What you did had no effect on what's happening this week. I get a message from the Bandits, and they flat out refuse to go to Oklahoma. I'm just going to tell you straight up, that is not what we're about. There, as far as we're concerned, by numbers wise, they're still in the playoff contention. They could not facilitate one single player to go to Oklahoma, and we had some discussion back and forth about what to do about this. And we're not going to set a precedence of teams not being able to facilitate anglers on road games or home games.
I think when you say we, it's you and the owners.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
I just want to make that clear. That's
exactly right.
Yeah.
We try. I mean, getting one player. We try to get one player up there, and they just did not agree to that. So it is so important to have this understanding, because this affects everything. If Lone Star doesn't play this game, that means Oklahoma gets an automatic win, and then Lone Star basically is going to forfeit. They've got 2 road games left, and they got 2 home games left. They've got to go against Alabama at Gunnersville, and they also go against Oklahoma at Oklahoma. if we start handing out forfeit wins and points, Oklahoma right now is in the playoff hunt, and Oklahoma has earned that spot. Oklahoma was devastated the fact they can't compete, because here we are. We're going to give them, they think they can beat Lone Star at home. I mean, obviously, why would you not play the game if you don't think you can beat it? And then giving them the W, giving them a conference win without actually earning it affects teams that in the Piedmont and the Southeast. It affects all those teams trying to fight for that position. I'm talking about Oklahoma is ahead of the Carolina Castors by 14 points. That's it. And then you have the Virginia Reapers, and you have the Sunshine State Swamp Donkeys, and you've got the Southern Slayers, and then you've got the Copperheads and all these other places. There's a trickle down effect by this decision. Failure to appear results by the owners and myself is you're out of the league. We have no choice to do that. I'm sorry. Look, I like these guys. They're great guys. Individually, I like them. But as a team, they were unable to facilitate this game. It's like, BK, the Detroit Lions going 0-15 do not have a choice not to show up at a football game. You know what I mean? Like, if they have to go to Tampa Bay and they say, we're 0-15, the last game doesn't matter, the NFL would never allow that. So, we've decided that the Lone Star Bandits are no longer, and the players are no longer allowed to compete in the KFL for 2022 season, as well as the 2023 season. We take it that serious. And I mean, go ahead.
I obviously, like, I'm from Texas. I know most of these guys. I obviously just I hate this. Like, I'm friends with a lot of these guys on those teams, and like, I don't think that's like in their character. I know life gets in the way. The thing I guess I'm upset about, that's frustrating from my point of view, is life does get in the way, but like the league does allow for roster moves, and just, I know some of their situations more intimately than, probably other people do. And like, I'm not going to talk about that, but just like, if you can't fish, I mean, just like myself, like I had to move and all this, that, and the other. So, if teams approach me about fishing, I'm just like, man, guys, I can't do it. And as a head of that team, or like with the roster moves you have, just to use like one example, because he's not fished a matchup for the Bandits all year, like Brian Howell just had a newborn, and he's fishing all his like national stuff. Like, nobody wants to drop Brian Howell, but like, if you have to drop Brian Howell, you got to drop Brian Howell. Right. I mean, that's kind of it. And I don't really have anything else to say on it, man. Like, like I said, those are my boys, and like, y'all can call me a homer, whatever you want. Like, I'll take the heat. I don't care. I wish it wasn't that way, and that's it. Yeah.
No, I listen, and these guys are commenting, and I'll address all the comments. We're going to address it fully on Hindsight 2020. We're going to keep this professional. We're going to keep this the way it is. And they have the right to comment, and they have the right to say their piece too. It's disappointing. And they can sit there and say, Alabama did it last year. That was a COVID situation. This is a I don't want to situation. There's a huge difference. Huge difference. We had a COVID year last year, okay? And we had COVID guidelines that were written in our rules in regards to that. This is literally, and Jason Campbell commented in the owners group that we're just not going to go. We're just not going to go. And I mean, say what you want, but that is not acceptable. I mean, it's not. And basically the comment was, well, we're not sending a guy up there just to go fun fishing. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just not acceptable. So we've made the decision. It was a unanimous decision. And in turn, we have a team that's taking their spot, that's ready, willing, and able and funded to go. And we are announcing that the Natural State Eagles from Northeast Arkansas are going to replace the Lone Star Bandits in the KFL Southwest Division. They are going to inherit the Lone Star Bandits record, and this team's ready to go. They're going to Oklahoma this weekend. They're going to give Oklahoma a 4-man against 4-man match at Chimney Rock. Oklahoma's excited about it. The Natural State Eagles are excited about it, and we're going to move on from there. So welcome to the KFL Natural State Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, look, congrats to the Eagles, man. Looking forward to seeing what Joel Spear and company has. There are just parts of KFL that like will continue to plague certain teams and other teams get it. Sponsorships are big deals, man. They really are. Like for the teams that, hurting travel, like sponsors matter, man. You need them. You need them. And that's it. Greg and I have seen a lot of stuff about how expensive gas is this year and stuff. We're just not seeing that from teams that have big sponsors and going after sponsorship deals. We're not.
Yeah. I mean,
it's the reality of it. And then the other thing is I think as a league, and like, again, I don't have any hand in this. I'm not an owner. I don't get a vote on like rules or anything, but like this, they put the roster moves in and they allow you to carry 8 players because they things do happen. And I think most of the owners know that like, you plan on a guy fishing and then just life happens, man. It's a thing for us kayakers. We are not professionals. I don't care what you call yourself. But the roster deadline was over, I think, last week. And I think, the Bandits had a team member that quit, and like that's their own choice. But you're allowed to refill that guy and do that. And so, like there's just room there to pick players up, man.
Yeah, but like you said, the roster ended at July 15th, right?
Yeah.
But I guess my question is this: would they have done that if they were 3-1?
I don't know, man. Like I'm not going to speculate on.
I mean,
that.
that's the question, right? I mean, would they have forfeited that game if they were 3-0?
I don't. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. But what I'm saying is, we have a team in the Shiners that used, I think, every roster move they had. Todd had to drop Christine.
Correct.
And like that's just part of the decisions you have to make.
Correct.
It is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
look, man. Do you think we wanted to do this? No. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, like, this is not the way this league wanted to do this, man. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I mean, it's not what we wanted. I mean, I think it's a hit, and it's a hit to the league. It's a bad eye. I mean, it really is. It's a bad hit to the league. I mean, I like the guys on the Lone Star Bandits. I mean, I think individually they're fantastic. There's some. I mean, unfortunately, Jason was handed over this team in a very precarious situation. I get it, man. I get it. We try to work with them throughout the season. They've had a tough season. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough situation. Again, I like these guys, man. I do. Every individual guy on that team is solid. But unfortunately, as a team, they made a choice, and we had to respond. And again, we can't have guys forfeit. We cannot have teams forfeit just because they're, whatever. I mean, whatever the reasons are, man. But we're moving on, man.
I'm just not gonna say they forfeited because of whatever. Like, again, I think again, and I'm letting this affect my judgment, guys. Like I'm telling you because I know them personally. I know their circumstances. I'm letting it affect me. That being said, every team deals with that. And so that's why I wish they just made some roster moves. I know those guys really like each other as teammates and they work well as a team. I mean, God, they were runner-up last year. unfortunately, like they just let these are the guys we like fishing with get in the way of like the side of the KFL that is business. Like we want people to fish. We need people to fish. And that's part of what you sign up for. And personal circumstances happen. We get it. But there are just lots of roster moves that can be made, and like that's what it's there for. And like I don't want to go on about it any further, really.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna move on. And as I said, I hate to end this show on a like a somber note like this. I mean, because I can't tell you how devastating it was. I mean, it for me, it was just, I don't know, man. Not what I wanted. You know what I mean? But we had to deal with it. All right, Todd, talk to us, man. Power rankings, give it to us.
My bad, guys. Had the view up, but hard to follow that up. It really sucks on what happened with the Bandits, but things got to happen, and I'm sure it'll all be talked about and explained in more detail for those that need that answer. You guys can hear me okay?
Yep, we're good.
Yep.
All right, cool. This week, Motor City stays at number 1. It's hard to go against that. They face Indianapolis, who gave them a hell of a run. In a division that's becoming more and more kind of stacked. Granite State 4-0 moved up with a big win to number 2 from last week's number 3 spot.
Yeah.
Houston Kingfishers having the bye week, it's just a simple drop to 3rd just because of the bye. Arkansas Hogs stay at number 4. Washington Warhawks make a leap a couple spots by winning and getting a big win over a division foe with the Virginia Reapers. New York Empire coming up 6. And Mass Maulers make the biggest jump of the week from not even in to top 7. Mass Maulers are a team that has been knocking on that door. They've been right on the outside looking in, and the team's dangerous, and they control their own destiny. Literally, I think they control their own destiny to potentially win their division. I went back, had to go back and look through that. You guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
Todd, let me stop you there because like that's an interesting one, man. Are they jumping up to 7 because of RPI, or are we playing a little bit of the name game here?
No, our RPI makes a lot, and if you're going to look at what happened in this league, almost everybody and their brother, their sister, and their second and third cousin and their step aunt is 2-2. So. I consider
I'm not questioning you. I'm bringing that up because I think a lot of people are going to go, hold on. How did the Maulers just jump up that high?
Because last week they beat the number 4 team that was rated in the Rhode Island Rebels.
Yep.
And they beat them on the road.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, they're the best 2-2 team in the league.
There you go.
And that's my opinion based off of stats as well. You go back and look through the stats. The RPI is going to show that. Their strength of schedule is going to show that. What they've got remaining, and they control their own destiny. And you guys, I'm almost certain. You guys can go back and double check me, but I'm pretty sure I had this on lock. Mass Maulers can win their own division and control their own destiny with who they play from here on out. So that's huge. Mass Maulers are in the driver's seat.
There you go. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of people that go, they're 2-2. They weren't even ranked. How did they jump to 7? I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Yep, beat the number 14 last week. Jumped up in arguably the hardest division in the league, and they're right there as the best 2-2 team overall. Tennessee Shiners jump up from 11 to 8 in an idle week. Just right behind Motor City there, and just ahead of Indianapolis in a division that's proven itself. I guess a good spot there for them. Pennsylvania Bronzebacks 9 spot. They make another good move. Pennsylvania Bronzebacks, if you look at their point differential, the teams they have head-to-head on and how they can control their own destiny and where they stand, especially with being able to Pennsylvania faces New York Empire. That's going to be a huge matchup. Week 6. You guys are going to want to tune into that one. That has huge playoff implications, or whatever the word I'm looking for. Implications. Southern Slayers make another team to make a good jump here, 2-2. As you're going to see, we're going to run of 2-2 teams all the way out here. Connecticut Renegades or Rhode Island Rebels was going to be 11. Took a tough loss, dropped from 4 to 11. The reason that their fall wasn't so hard is because they got beat by a team that replaced them, and that strength of conference, division, and conference right there is helping them stay up there. Even though they are 3rd in their division, it's the most competitive division out there, and Rhode Island Rebels are 11. Connecticut Renegades, number 12, with a tough loss. Good showing, tough loss to Granite State. But they dropped to 12. Louisiana Hurricanes, another tough loss. Good showing on Fairfield versus the Bandits there. Hurricanes coming at 13. And look here, guys. This is a team that I've been talking about that could made a huge jump if they would have beat Motor City this week. They weren't able to pull it off, but they were able to show well. And they're able to solidify themselves at 2-2 in one of the better divisions in the North as well. The Indy Knights. Indy Knights are coming in at 14. That team's not anybody you want to mess with. They've got several home games left. They can control their own destination into the playoff race as well. And then rounding it out, 2nd place in their division, Carolina Casters. That team is a team that's not trending well. They were right borderline there with I think the Swamp Donkeys and the Virginia Reapers there for those that top 15 spot. So that's your top 15. That's what I got, and hopefully you guys enjoy that.
Right on. Hey, I got one more award I want to give away real quick, and I want to let you know that Three Bells Outfitters is giving away what's called the Grinder of the Week. Of the team that grinded and the player that grinded. They're going to win some coffee and a Three Bells Outfitters mug. And this week, the Grinder of the Week award goes to Matt Conant from the Massachusetts Maulers. Absolute grinder of a match. Catches that 14 at the very last, man. Massachusetts Maulers. There you go, man. Matt Conant, that is yours, my friend. Thank you, Three Bells, for that prize. Grinding out the victory.
Yeah, good
yeah,
stuff.
Man. But yeah, man. All right, guys. Well, listen. Here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna preview next week's matchups on Hindsight 2020.
Yep.
Okay. And don't forget that. And again, we'll have more on all that's happened with the KFL. Some kind of relook backs to the game, and we're just gonna have a big show. Come Thursday night, man. A lot to talk about. So, including the KBBT stuff we had going on, but we will absolutely get into it, no doubt. So, congratulations, guys. All right, man. That's it. Congratulations to the MVP award winners, the cross kicks winners, the teams that won this week, man. Good stuff. Todd, Patrick, you have any final thoughts?
No, man. The league's taking a big shape. You've got your teams that are pulling away and solidifying themselves.
Yep.
You've got some teams that if you go back and look on paper, they win next week, they secure a playoff spot. That's going to start happening. You're going to have playoff spots taken starting next week. Nobody has a lock at this moment in time. There are no locks in the league. I went through all the scenarios there. There are no locks. And I think it's looking more and more obvious that a 4-4 team out of the South can make the playoffs. And
South is looking very. I mean,
it's wide open. It's wide open.
2-2. 2-2 is purgatory right now, man.
Yeah, I wanna address a comment I saw. Somebody said North bias. I'm so sorry, man. Most of the teams that were off this week were in the South, so they just didn't have a chance to improve.
Correct. There's big time bye weeks. Yes.
Yeah, they had big time bye weeks, man. When they don't play games.
Three South games playing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Swamp Donkeys,
I know.
Virginia.
I saw that comment and I was like, you must not have watched last week or followed the schedule because no South teams played. They can't move up or down when they're stagnant. They just move down because other teams were better. Like,
yeah, right on. All right,
Yeah,
guys. Well, that's it, man. We had a huge crowd, man. It's an hour 20 minutes, man. Great interviews, dude. Keith Lambert, keep doing your thing. Anglers, get ready, man. He's going to be doing a ton of interviews with you guys all season long.
Yep.
But man, it's getting to be really, really good come this playoff run, and we'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
Dude, yeah, all these games, the pressure goes up. Like, year one, I don't know if I felt it enough because we had real dominant teams. Like Todd just touched on, we have a beautiful league balance right now where we've got some front runners and then we have a mess. We have a mess from 4 through 20 of teams that could jump up, jump down. Like I can't wait for these last couple weeks.
There's only 6 teams with winning records.
There you go.
So that's unbelievable.
That's a great stat, man.
That's a great stat. That's unbelievable. That
shook.
That just shows you the parity of this league, man.
Yep.
Yeah, 72% of the 70 or 72% of the league is 2-2.
Insane, dude. I can't wait though, man. I'm so excited because now these games are going to start getting sweaty.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the big national trails are doing here and there. Like guys have times to practice. Like this is going to be good. Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. I'm trying to pull up the playoff picture, guys. Hold on 1 second here.
Sorry, comment of the night here.
7 minutes in, and it's like live has ended. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I know it's crazy. Here's the playoff picture, guys. Look at this. On the north side, Granite State and Motor City stay in the same spot. Empire is the number 3 seed. They will host, look at this, as of today, the Massachusetts Maulers makes the playoffs. They were dead in the water when the season began. They're now in the playoff hunt right there at 2-2.
Hey, Greg, we're smart. We said that.
We did. We did say that. Yeah.
Everybody in chat, we're smart.
Listen to this. Mass Maulers 2-2 in the playoffs. Rhode Island 2-2 in the playoffs. Pennsylvania 2-2 in the playoffs. Southern Slayers 2-2 in the playoffs. Oklahoma Outlaws 2-2 in the playoffs. Louisiana Hurricanes 2-2 in the playoffs.
It's crazy. Like you said, Rhode Island would go to Pennsylvania. And again, Pennsylvania and Rhode Island are in by a thread. I mean, legitimately, like by a thread. Connecticut is right there. They just need one more divisional win, and they take firm control of that position.
Yeah.
And then you have the Slayers and Arkansas with the Warhawks, that 2 seed, and then Oklahoma, again, by a thread, is hanging in there with 6 seed. They would go to Louisiana, and then that winner would go to Coosa. And Coosa is, just sitting there idle this week. They've been idle for 4 weeks. I'm sure they're ready to get back on the water, man. But Coosa is just going to be, I think, a threat all year, man. But again, this thing has shooken up so much throughout.
Conan, what is Matt Conan on about? Get the hell out of here, y'all! Are gonna eat them early words, bro. We picked y'all week 1 and 2.
We picked y'all.
When you were 0-2, we said if they turn around, they're probably making the playoffs. Come on, man.
Yeah. We've been saying you guys are the most dangerous team that hasn't been doing well, and you guys are doing well.
I don't know what Grundle's telling
you guys were never out of it. You guys were never out of it.
I do want to say about the playoff. Go ahead, Tom.
Right,
Yeah,
I was gonna say I have a bold prediction.
Okay.
Granite State loses their next 2.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow.
That division becomes crazy. Rhode Island takes them down, and Mass takes them down back to back.
Wow.
Okay, that's going to really counter what I was just about to say, was that with Granite, Motor City, and Coosa, I think we have locks on there. Maybe a week early, 2 weeks early to call them locks. Greg,
Coosa's got
y'all are looking real good, but man, that division's tough. That division's tough. Y'all, you've still got some work. Like I think the Warhawks have the most work out of the 4. these teams on the peripheral, that's going to change so much.
Correct.
It's going to change so much here in the next couple of weeks, man. We're going to be looking at a different photo every single week coming up here.
Correct. That's right.
And I got one more thing. Brian Balser, hell of a job, dude. I got you as that.
And now you're apologizing.
No, but listen, if you guys listen to the show, and I picked Brian Balser as being the trash can alert, it's because he had been underperforming because we know how good Brian Balser is. He came out and he performed. He's making a name for himself. And guys, watch out for New York. They're not a pushover. They've kind of had like one of the easier schedules as the teams that are the division lead. Their point differential is not that high, but the team's dangerous with Nunzi baby and Balser and Tyler Sweet and the other anglers that are on that team. That's not going to be a pushover. Them guys can fish.
Okay,
Todd, look, man, I'm glad you've mastered the craft of saying I pick against you because you're good, and now you can thank me for that. That's just not how we do it, man. You're coming on Thursday. It's full apology. You're gonna beg for mercy, man. Like Brian, you owe Brian that, man. You owe him.
Oh yeah.
Hey, ask Brian who the first guy that
by
wrote
the way,
him
that was a great interview by Brian.
I don't know if it was me, but I wrote him and I told him a hell of a job. So
yeah, that's all.
Yeah, well, guess what? Cliff Allen doesn't agree.
Oh,
hey,
man.
Conrad Benetti is from New York, right?
Yes, hey, throw him in there. I bet Cliff would say the same thing, man.
Yep.
Same thing.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's it for tonight, man. More to come. We've got the fantasy show Wednesday night. Todd, you're a part of that, man. The fantasy, the KFL fantasy at 8:00, and then BK and I come back for Hindsight's 2020, and that's when we will absolutely be a little bit looser. Let's just say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yep. All right, guys. We're out of here. Take care.
Cheers.